Hi everyone, I'm General Pole. It's finally here, Crusader Kings III. In this video, I'm going to be playing through the initial tutorial that Paradox has included with CK3. So let's get started. Okay, so this is us. So this is the new tutorial that has been added. So welcome to Crusader Kings. You're a medieval ruler. The land is yours for the taking, through clever marriages, diplomacy, or by way of the sword. There is no way to win Crusader Kings, only different ways to enjoy the story that unfolds. Never a truer word was said. Okay, so camera controls. So we've got the W, A, S, and D to control the camera. Okay, that's a useful addition, long wanted. Okay, so we got the pausing down here. We have our speed, and we can adjust our speed and the pause and unpause button. Tooltips, so we got the tooltips basics here, so we can see the highlighted text. You can hover over it, and then within that you can actually hover over again, which is pretty cool. Okay, next, rulers of land. So everything takes place in the map before you. The world consists of a large and small pieces of land, but each belongs to someone based on their titles. So you can see here we are the ruler of the Petty Kingdom of Munster, which is a duchy rank realm. Okay, so your titles are represented by icons with elaborate coats of arms. So you can see here, Petty Kingdom of Munster, excuse me. And the icon representing your realm is set by your primary title. Borders, if you click on character portrait, you can see the borders of your realm, capital. Okay, yeah, so you can see the borders of our territory here. And outside the territory, the borders, outside of that would be the borders of your entire realm. Munster is your primary title, which is why your realm is named after it. You also hold the Earldom of Thomond, a separate title. If you zoom out, it'll read Munster. Okay, so you can see, very cool. Ruling over others. Okay, as a ruler, you can only hold so much land on your own, so you'll often have other rulers helping with the administration of the realm by holding land titles within your borders, making them your vassals. To find out your own land, your domain, press the home key and zoom in. So I hit the home key and I zoom in, so we can see here's my territory here. So we have the barony of Ilumiac and the city of Ennis and city of Emily and the bishopric of Clonmel. Okay, I understand. Characters. So you're playing as one of many characters in the world, represented by character avatar. Your character is the ruler of a realm. So this is our character here. So characters have skills indicating their proficiency within certain fields. Some are great talkers, while others prefer to make their intent clear on the battlefield. So you have diplomacy, martial, stewardship, intrigue, and learning. So you can see all the values here my current king has. So he is quite good at martial, not so good in the learning or diplomacy. But again, you can't be good at everything, can you? Traits. So traits of characters, which also affect skills and how they react to things. These are illustrated by the icons above the characters. You can see here we have the temperate trait, we have the wrathful trait, the impatient trait, skilled tactician, which is why our martial is so high, +6 there, and reckless trait. Well, that's actually pretty cool there. You can see that this actually gives us the martial lifestyle experience +30, so we pick that lifestyle, we'll gain it quicker. Like that. Okay, so traits impact how others react to you. So some people are impressed by the brave trait, while others, lustful character is more likely to feature in salacious gossip. Okay. Opinion. All characters, yes, all have an opinion of one another, which drives their behaviour. A low opinion can cause people to rise against you or be unwilling to help you, whereas a high opinion, on the other hand, can make characters more inclined to join your murder schemes or fall for your seduction. So we can see here we have our heir who has a high opinion of us, 74. Gold. To help further your goals, all you need is gold. No, among other things, you'll need gold helps to pay for buildings, armies, and bribes. It's collected passively from your holdings and your vassals as a tax. Larger vassals and more important holdings tend to give more tax. However, money is not all. Certain things can only be achieved by spending the right amount of prestige, or for religious matters, piety. Okay, you currently see the current state of gold prestige up here at the top. Prestige. Prestige tells us how respected you are. It can be earned over time, by holding lots of titles for example, or actively by marrying into prestigious dynasties or fighting as an ally in wars. Whenever you earn prestige, you build towards your next level of fame. Higher levels of fame make other characters think better of you, and bring powerful ways to wage wars. Piety. With piety you have an easier time interacting with your head of faith, as you're a Catholic. This is the Pope. So piety can be gained passively from the learning skill and from the virtuous traits, or actively by choosing to do religious things such as going on a pilgrimage. You also have a level of devotion, which builds over time, so different levels of devotion are dutiful, which gives you no bonuses. Faithful gives you +5 in the clergy opinion, +10 for a devoted servant, +20 for a paragon of virtue, and the religious icon is +30 opinion. That's pretty cool. Okay, lifestyles. As well as traits, your character can also pick a lifestyle. There are 5 different lifestyles, one for each skill. Lifestyles represent what you put the most effort into day to day. Each one has several focuses, so we'll just click on the new lifestyle button, which is down here. Okay, so we can see our 5 lifestyles: diplomacy, martial, stewardship, intrigue, and learning. Okay, so as time goes by, your character will learn lifestyle experience. For maintaining a particular lifestyle, when you acquire enough lifestyle experience, you can select that lifestyle's one of the lifestyle's perks from any of its trees. Perks represent you practicing and developing yourself over time, and over unique bonuses, such as special traits, or unlock lifestyle-specific mechanics and content, such as the ability to start up production schemes. Cool. Let's choose a focus. So we're going to choose martial because our guy gets 30% more experience in martial tree, as we let us know here, which is pretty useful. Okay, so we have 3 focuses. We have a strategy focus, authority focus, or chivalry focus. Let's go with strategy focus, will we? No, we're already quite good at martial. Maybe go for the authority focus. I like this new dread. Dread is a measure of how feared a ruler is, as they should be. Rulers increase dread by performing cruel and heinous acts such as torturing and executing prisoners. Ooh. Dread makes itself viable to play as a tyrant because unruly vassals can be intimidated or terrified, making them too scared to oppose you. A character's dread can range from 0 to 100. Over time, their dread will tend towards their natural dread, which is defined by the personality traits. Cool. So we're going to select this authority focus. You can change this every 5 years, okay. And then we have our different branches here. We can go down. So we can go down here and we can see different tactics and stuff, which gives us improvements for different areas of our army and military. Ultimately getting down to the strategist here, which gives us a nice buff to our diplomacy and martial here, and more fatal casualties to the enemy. That's nice. And over here we can see the other trees too. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, other characters interacting. Okay, so we can interact with our characters. So we can see our heir. We click on our heir. We have him up here now. Right click on your heir's portrait to see the interactions that are available. So right click on them. So we've got arrange marriage, find spouse, sway, send gift, educate child. And then we have some hostile ones here like prison, murder, vassalage. We can grant them titles and the like. Okay, cool. So try and use the send gift interaction. So we'll send a gift and he'll accept the gift. It's going to improve their opinion of us. Okay. So playing a family dynasty, so let's talk about your dynasty. So as the game goes on, unless your character meets an untimely accident or a terrible disease, they'll grow old and eventually die. Yeah, the story doesn't end there, it's only game overview if you don't have a new heir to your dynasty. Okay, so as long as you have heirs of your dynasty, your legacy will live on. When your character dies, you simply start playing as a new one, the player heir. Depending on the succession type your realm has, this is likely to be one of your children, or perhaps one you've groomed into the role of ruler. So we click on our house here. We can see our house motto and stuff, and it belongs to this dynasty here. So the Donnchad dynasty. And we are tiny, we're insignificant. But you can see here progress to the next level of splendor. Okay, so as long as you have heirs, your dynasty will live on. Okay, that's it next. Let's see how it says here. So succession laws. So if we open up our realm map here, we can have a look and see. So succession laws determine how your titles and resources are divided between your heirs when a character dies. You currently have only one heir, let's have a look anyway. So if we go to succession tab, we can see we have our heir here. And we have the different succession laws. We have Confederate partition, which our titles are divided equally among our children, and new titles be created for younger heirs. Okay, we have the male preference in the gender law, and yeah, I'm assuming we unlock this ability later on. Yeah, when you have absolute crown authority, you can designate your heir, which is pretty cool. Okay, what is next? Marriage. Okay, clicking your character to ensure the finisher of our dynasty. For unmarried characters in your domain, you can set up marriages or betrothals by right-clicking on the character and choosing Find Spouse or Arrange Marriage. So right-click on our character and select Find Spouse. Okay, so choosing a spouse from the opens a list of potential spouses. They hail from courts all over the world. If you choose Arrange Marriage, it opens up a potential list of spouses, but only people from your own court, or the court of the character of the you've collected on. Okay, so your own character is visible on the left. Okay, because marriage needs your approval. Whoever is the liege of the other spouse will appear on the right hand side, as union will need their approval as well. Okay, so let's find a spouse. So first we can get potential alliances here. Right, this one from this marriage. No, potential alliance here. You can see the different traits they have. We have filters here, so we can put in a maximum age. You don't want anybody old, we want a nice young wife, so we'll limit the age to 25. We have some traits here. We can do fertility. You can make sure that they're fertile or infertile, if the case may be. Maybe you want to end somebody's family tree, so you get them married, I suppose, with a non-fertile. Here's somebody who's quick. It gives us a alliance as well. They're chaste and calm. There's a giant. Sybil the giant. Let's marry the giant for the crack. Okay. And you have the option for a matrilineal marriage, which means that the children born to the marriage will be of the mother's house, but we don't want that. So we'll send the marriage proposal. There we are, sorted. Okay, next, marriage. So yeah, many factors to consider while choosing a spouse. You have the filters and stuff that I mentioned, fertility, and you have some traits that are congenital, so yeah, you might want to look at that there. You want to get your genuses and stuff, which is always good. Okay, so send proposal, we've done that, congratulations, yay. Okay, titles. Family is important. The player heir will always come from your dynasty, and often most often from your house. Okay, so that's important. Yeah, so it won't hurt to keep an eye on your family and their line of succession. Depending on the succession laws, you might inherit their titles. So yeah. So not everyone in your dynasty will be a landowner, but every plot of land on the map has an owner. Sometimes that owner is you, and sometimes it's one of your vassals. Sometimes it's another realm entirely. So titles. So most titles are structured together in a pyramid-like fashion, using the title tier. So we have a country, which makes you a count or countess, a duchy, which makes you a duke or duchess, a kingdom, which makes you a king or queen, and an empire, which makes you an emperor or empress. So every tier belongs to a title, one rank up in the chain. Every county is technically part of a duchy. Every duchy is technically part of a kingdom, and every kingdom is technically part of an empire. There are different dynamic names for these titles as well. Your current ruler is in charge of a petty kingdom, which corresponds to a duchy level. There are also barons and other minor rulers of single holdings beneath the counts. These characters are quite minor and unplayable. Okay, de jure titles. So we said technically because Crusader Kings lets you play with history, there's no way to guarantee the king is actually in charge of all the titles that his kingdom is supposed to contain within its borders. We call this title hierarchy de jure, and if the structure has been broken, it's often possible to declare war over such territories. Okay, so if you switch over to the duchy map mode, you can see that. So click on duchy titles, so we can see the different duchies here in Ireland, and we'll go back to the realms in a minute, so you see they don't correspond. Okay, so holdings. So the de jure holder, the de jure title of Munster consists of 3 counties. They are visible here on the map, so you can see here. Thomond, Ormond, and Desmond. So yeah, Ormond is held by our vassal, and this is us. And yeah, we know about the baronies and holdings. So that's down at this level down here. You can see the different holdings, like the city and the barony. Here, okay. Click on your capital building and order construction of building. Okay, so we go in here, so we can see here it's our castle holding. Construct new building, and we will construct the barracks. That's going to take 3 years. That's going to increase our levies, and also gives us +2 damage to our heavy infantry and spearmen. Okay, so taxation. So every holding provides taxes to their holder. So you can see here we are making 1.985 taxes. Obligations can affect how high and low these taxes are, and times of war also affects the level of control in a country or county, which in turn affects taxes. Okay, so we shall continue that. So vassals. So as a ruler, you are likely to be the liege of at least 1 vassal. These are rulers within your realm that have sworn fealty to you. Vassals supply you with money and soldiers, which is your taxes and levies. Okay, so open up our realm view again here, and we'll select the Vassals tab. So we go to Vassals, and we can see we have 2 vassals. We have Earl Ragnvald Sigurdsson of Ormond and Mayor Douglas of Ennis. And they are both indicated as powerful vassals. Okay. So it's worthwhile keeping your vassals happy, as this keeps them out of schemes and factions against you. No matter how many a ruler or your character is, or if your realm unites against you, or either to depose you or just to murder you while you sleep, your reign is bound to be cut short. That is true. Some of your vassals might serve in your council, making their opinion extra important, as they will be trusted with councillor tasks. Ah, yeah, that would be true. Vassal limit. So there's a limit to how many vassals you can comfortably be in charge of before your realm becomes unwieldy. Going beyond this limit affects the taxes and levies provided to you. Okay, so we can see that down here we have a vassal limit of 20. So we have 1 out of 20, so we're okay at the minute. Realm and domain. So your realm is the complete body of land and titles that you own, including the areas held by your vassals. Right now, this means the counties of Thomond and Ormond. Okay, when domain is used, we are instead referring to the land that you own personally, so i.e. without vassals. Okay. Note that there's a limit to how much land you can hold personally before you start incurring penalties. This is the domain limit, so you can see up here our domain limit is 5. We have 1 at the minute, so we are okay. Council. So managing a realm is a lot of work. As a ruler, you have the help of your council. These can either be vassals or members of your court, and they act as your trusted advisors. One is corresponding to each area of skill. Married rulers also have their spouse assisting them. So if we go into the council screen, we can see our bishop, steward, spymaster, chancellor, marshal, and our wife. So councillors can be set to work, they do different things. You can change the councillor's task by clicking on the button near the portrait in the council view. Being a councillor is a prestigious position, and powerful vassals will expect it to be chosen for it and be happy if they are left out. So you can see here we have religious relations, so he's assigned to religious relations, or we can get him to fabricate a claim on a county. So we click on this, we can get him to fabricate a claim, say, on Athlone. Okay. Intrigue. Okay, so schemes. Schemes are long-term goals aimed at another character. They can have hostile goals like murder or abduction of your target, or be more wholesome, such as to befriend a scheme. So we are going to open the intrigue menu. So we will next here, so we can see schemes here. So a good time to use a scheme maybe when you find that the line of succession is not being as clear-cut as you'd like. So one way to get ahead is simply remove the competition quietly and silently with no witnesses. Murder schemes come with the risk of discovery. If your attempt goes awry, your character will be unpopular, especially with your target. Obviously, you've just tried to kill them. So you can see here in schemes here, we have no hostile schemes at the minute, we have no personal schemes at the minute, and we haven't discovered any secret schemes at the minute either. Okay, so the sway scheme is made for increasing the opinion of someone who has of your character, so let's try it out. So we're going to go to our council, and we're going to right click on our court chaplain here, our bishop, and we're going to try to sway him. Okay, so it's got a 62% chance to succeed, and this will increase his opinion of us by 25. At the minute it's 42, so we do need to improve it. It's got a 19-month estimated time of completion, and every month there is a 52% chance for it to progress based on the scheme power and versus the scheme resistance. Okay, so let's start this scheme. So if we go back to our intrigue menu here, we can see our new personal scheme, and we have the option then of obviously abandon scheme if we want. Okay, secrets. So sometimes schemes give rise to secrets. If you catch someone trying to commit a murder, it's probably in their best interest to make sure that keeps quiet. You can also blackmail them to gain a hook. Hooks represent a favour that you can call in with a particular character, encouraging them to do your bidding. As you play, you may find different ways to gain and use hooks. When you start playing, experiment it. Okay, so open the Hooks and Secrets tab. So hooks we hold, secrets known to me, hooks on you, and your secrets. Okay, so we have nothing at the moment. So the hooks. Okay, so we actually have a hook here now. So we have a hook on our Earl Ormond. So this weak hook can be used for a number of things. We can use it to increase the obligation set by the feudal contract if you have the feudal vassal. Okay, so you can go to your vassal list in the realm, or right click on his portrait, and choose modify feudal contract. So if we go modify feudal contract, okay, so we can see we have the option to use a hook here. So we can click and use hook. So this will make him do it. So we can make him to give us more troops so we can go to war, and he's going to give us more money too. No, we don't do that, it's going to churny. So we're going to use the hook to make him, because if we don't do it, yeah, you see, he's not going to accept it, but he'll accept it because we're using the hook. So we use the hook, and that has been adjusted. Let's see what's next. War. Okay, so finally we're getting to the good stuff. War is an essential part of Crusader Kings. There are a lot of concepts to cover, but for now let's briefly touch on some of them. The rest in details as you discover as you start playing. Yeah, okay. So the most important things in war are battles. So battles are fought by armies. Most of your soldiers will come from levies, but as you expand your army, you can expand your army by employing men-at-arms. So let's see, men-at-arms. So men-at-arms are professional soldiers superior to levies. Okay, if things get really tough, you can also hire mercenaries. Provided you have the gold. Okay, so open the military view. So that's up here, our military tab. So we can see here we have a a few things here. Let's see what the tutorial says. So when a war starts, you'll be able to raise your armies. So it's the raise all button. This raises all your troops. We currently have 642 levies and 6 knights. Okay. When the war is over, you'll have to disband your soldiers before starting another war. That's fair enough. To start a war, you need a legitimate reason, a casus belli, with another ruler. There are various ways to obtain casus belli. You might have de jure titles that make you the rightful liege of your target. You might inherit claims, or you can pursue a holy war against the nearby infidels. Although these are the most common, there are dozens of different types of casus belli for you to discover as you play. The easiest, most straightforward way to acquire claims is to fabricate a claim on a county. This is something your court chaplain sees to through one of his counselor tasks, which we did earlier. We started fabricating a claim on Athlone. I understand. Okay, almost there. Oh, almost ready to unpause the game. Okay, so soon we'll let you unpause the game. Just a few things go over. Firstly, it is important to know that there are 5 different speeds for you to play at. Okay, so we currently have speed 4 selected. And secondly, for important events in the game, auto pause for you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with playing at lower speeds. Generally, recommend you pause the game when you inspect the menus or face the tough decisions. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, to start taking time, unpause the game or using the spacebar or clicking the play button. And this lets time drift by. So you can see here, there we are, ticking along. So, this is our wedding celebration with our giant wife. So, we have the option here to get some gold or some prestige. We have loads of gold, so let's go for some prestige. Right, what now? As a first task, let's remind your neighbour, the Earl of Desmond, who his rightful liege is. If it happens to expand your realm, so be it. It's just, that's just coincidence, isn't it? Using the character interaction system I went over with earlier, select them via the map and declare war on them. So let's go to Desmond here. We can see Earl Murchad MacArthur. Okay, so we're going to right click on him and declare war. Okay, so we have the casus belli here to seize the Earldom of Desmond, as it is our de jure territory. So we're going to declare war. Oh, I got to click on that first. Okay, so yeah, so click on that there. So that's our objective, is the Earldom of Desmond. And okay, so it shows different things that happen. So we surrender, we must pay more reparations, but if we win, we get the county. Okay, we also can see their military strength is inferior to us. These 266 troops and 5 knights, as opposed to our mighty 600 and something, I do remember. And this is going to cost us some prestige. Okay, so let's declare war. I understand. So we've successfully declared war. Next is rally your armies. A button has appeared at the bottom of your screen to help you, but you can do this from your military view. Wherever your rally point is, in this case Donnchad, is where your army will gather and await your instructions. I love this rally point thing. This is a really cool item. It's one thing I hated in CK2 is your troops are all over the map and you're like pulling guys over from all sorts, and armies were getting picked off. The smaller troops were getting picked off. Yeah, it was quite annoying. So raise all armies. That's cool. So our troops have been raised. I understand. Thank you very much. Army movement. To move your army, left click on the army and right click where you want them to go. So let's see, let's go here. If you order your army across water, it'll embark, turn into a fleet. For now, let's stay on land. I understand. Now the army is moving, it's probably heading into a battle with enemy forces. This can be a head-on encounter with other armies or a start of a siege. A battle will happen automatically if 2 hostile forces cross paths. Similarly, sieges occur when you place your army on an enemy holding. This is a good time to unpause your game if you haven't done so yet. Okay, I agree. Let's unpause. So off we go, marching, and we can see his wee set of troops here, so we are engaging. So a battle is there come a battle between 2 armies depends on a number of things. The number of levies both sides have, which, if any, men at arms either side is using, and the commanders involved, and even terrain you're fighting in. More details can be gleaned from the combat view. So right click here on the Battle of Tralee. We can see we have the Battle of Tralee, we have our forces, we have the sort of relative strength, and we can see the different phases here. We can see our quality. We have 6 knights. You can see their quality, and they have 5 knights. Okay, so let's run on. Okay, so we get trait wounded. That's not good. Pain shoots up my body with every step. Even a small movement leaves me gasping. As I bring a hand up to gingerly touch my wound, it comes away bloody. I tremble as the blood drips down my side. Okay, that's not good. Send for a physician now. I just need to sit down for a bit. Okay, so my servants will search for court physicians. We're gonna get severely injured, and yeah, just sit down for a minute or it'll be fine. Just tighten up. Okay, so we have won the battle, and now we are sieging. So siege, our army is attacking the enemy holding. Click on the highlight icon, the spearheads, to find out how it's going. To win most you need to win sieges to win most wars, as they increase your war score. Whenever a siege is won, it takes a few rounds of attack. The area will become occupied, changing its regular look on the map to a striped one. Okay, so let's go down here and we'll see what's going on here. I understand. So the siege of Tralee. We can see here, max of 8 months left. You can see the number of the garrison here and the number of troops we have besieging it. You can see the loot levels here and the fort levels here. And yeah, that's cool. I'll make the option to assault the fort. We'll not do that. So war score. So to get an idea who's winning the war, you can also look at the war score. It goes from -100 to 100. And based on the battles and sieges that have been won or lost, as well as the territory occupied. At 100 war score, you can force the other side to accept your peace officer. Conversely, at -100 war score, they can force you to accept their peace offer. So let's click down here, and we can see the Munster de Jure War for the Earldom of Desmond started 47 days ago. So you can see war scores plus 16% here, so that's good. Looking healthy. War outcomes. Wars end in one of 3 ways: victory, white peace, and defeat. So victory, we get what we declared war over, so it'll be Desmond in this case. White peace, basically that yeah, it's sort of like, you know, both sides great with pursuing. And defeat, yeah, you normally have to pay them back some gold, prestige, piety, you know, bad. Yeah. Okay, so let us run this on. You can see here we tab up here, it's pretty cool as well. The Victory of Tralee giving us a wee breakdown of the battle. So we can see that we lost 104 men, they lost 88. That was actually a bloody enough battle. Actually, you can see our wounds in our face and all, and you just notice them now. Details, you can see who actually died and stuff. That's kind of cool. Okay, so victory is near. Our score is 100%, so we must have sieged out there. So you can see the stripes have come across Desmond. So if we go in here, we can now enforce our demands. So he'll become our vassal. We're going to share out 400 prestige. And, oh, alright, we gain some fame as well. So we're going to gain some fame. And, yeah. Let's enforce demands. There we are, victory! Congratulations on your victory. You now have experienced what it's like to make it through an essential part of the game. Okay. So here we are here. They has now become our vassal. And that has taken us to the end of this tutorial. So we've got an encyclopedia up here, I see here. We have our heir is unmarried, so we can do things like that, but that is the basic functionality that the tutorial has shown us. You still have the tooltips and pop-ups to help out, but yeah, so fairly basic. Takes you through what you need to know, the basic rules of the game. All in all, not a bad wee tutorial to get you set up and started. Yeah, I definitely think I am more comfortable with the menus and options now, so I should be ready to start my own proper playthrough. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more videos like this here, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching.